Hello everyone. Welcome to Fall Into Yoga. This is our 2-week challenge where we spend 10 minutes a day just kind of coming together and taking a little flow. My name is Sarah, and this is always going to be available after the fact. So if you missed this one and you want to catch up, I will have everything as a reel, and they're all in my highlights as well so that you can always find them. Nice. All right, so let's get started. We are going to focus a little bit on the feet today. So this is day 7. We've been slowly moving down the body. So today, halfway through, we're going to do a little foot kind of massaging, stretching, soles of the feet, the ankles, all that good stuff. So we're going to start standing. So I'm going to stand just in the middle of my mat facing you, but you can face any direction. And just start with the feet about hip width distance. It's a little more narrow than you might think. It's actually 2 fists between the inner arches. So this is not hip width distance, though we might think so. So they're a little closer together. And just like we started yesterday, just kind of rock up and down, forward and back. Maybe take a few shoulder rolls, opening up. And then start to come up onto the toes, pausing for a minute, and then coming back down, maybe rocking back to the heels. Let's take that a few times. Pausing at the top, really activating the calves, warming up the ankles. Try not to spill the ankles out. I'll show you what I mean by that. So as you come up, try not to roll out. Really press into the big toe if you find that you roll out. And then you can come back down. Nice. Let's take 2 more. Whew. Lifting up, pausing. Nice. Then we're going to take some ankle circles here. Sorry, I probably should not wear my baggiest pants for a foot flow. All right, so either side, let's just start with a couple ankle circles here. A little bit into the hip joint as well. Nice. And then we'll just find the other side. Again, just warming up the ankle, seeing how it feels. 1 more here. Nice. All right, and we're gonna do a little stretch in the front of the ankles here. So I'll show you straight on and then I'll turn to the side. So either foot, just point the toe, so you're pointing it directly out, stretching the tops of the ankle. Keep the foot pointed, and then just bend the knee, kind of crossing it in front of the opposite shin. And then you're gonna bend that standing leg, stretching through the front of the foot. So again, I'll turn to the side, kind of pointing my toe. This is an old dance move that we used to do. And then I'm kind of resting the tops of the toes, and then I'm bending into, kind of using my left shin, or that standing leg shin, and pressing it into my calf, feeling the stretch in the front of that ankle. Whew. You can take a few bends, or maybe it feels good just to kind of hold it for a moment. We spend obviously most of our day with our feet kind of in this flexion. So pointing it, you're getting that nice stretch across the front. Full breath in. Exhale. Then you can gently release it. Take a few circles. And then we'll find the other side. So we'll point the toe, bend the knee, kind of crossing it, almost like you're going to do a little curtsy, but in the front. And then bend that standing leg, pressing the shin into the front calf, feeling the stretch across the front of the ankle here. And again, you can take a few pulses, feeling that stretch. So if you're in that foot, it's kind of this part of the ankle. One side might be tighter than the other. Whew. Take 1 more breath. And exhale. Nice. And you can gently straighten that leg, give a few ankle circles. Nice. And then we'll find our way to the back of the mat. We're going to take that nice slow roll that we did yesterday. Tucking the chin to the chest. I'm very tight. I slept weird last night, so my shoulder and my neck are a little tight. But try to articulate the roll. Find a forward fold here. Separate the feet out a little bit wider and just find that ragdoll for a moment, shaking out the head. Letting it go. We'll do a lot of similar movements that we did yesterday when we were focusing on the calves, mainly because the calves and the heels and the ankles are so connected that a lot of the movements definitely work both. Take 1 more breath here. Exhale, let it go. And let's find a flat back halfway lift here. So you can keep the knees bent, especially because we're still early on in the practice. So we're just focusing on bringing the shoulder blades back, keeping a nice flat back, gaze is down. And then forward fold, let it go. We'll walk all the way out to a plank. And this time, let's just find a tabletop right away. Make sure those wrists are underneath the shoulders. Take a few cat-cows. Warm up the spine. Warm up the hips. Breathing anywhere that might feel a little crunchy. Ooh, my hip just popped very loudly. Okay, let's just take 2 more breaths here. We'll move into those calf rocks that we did yesterday. So come back to a neutral tabletop. The gaze goes down, low core lifts up. Send the left leg behind you, keep the toes down, and just give yourself a rock back and forth. Again, we're stretching into the calves, but you can also feel that nice kind of massaging movement in the soles of the feet. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Nice. And this time, let's just bring the knee back in. We'll find the other side. I'm not going to take those supported side planks today, but if you're craving it, obviously, feel free. Step the right foot back. Give yourself that rock. Keeping those toes down. Maybe you flutter out the lips here. Let it go. Nice. Now from here, you're going to actually find a plank pose. So again, you're zipping up the low core, stepping the left foot back to meet the right. Give yourself a few rocks back and forth here first. And then lift the hips up, downward facing dog. As always, adjust yourself. This downward facing dog might require something different today. I'm definitely a little bit tighter, so I need to make sure my knees stay nice and bent. So take whatever modification or variation that you would like here. We're going to take some rolls to a plank pose. So just like we articulated the spine roll down to that forward fold, you're going to kind of articulate the roll forward into a plank pose. And then from here, bend the knees, press the hips back, and then scoop the hips up, downward facing dog. Feeling hopefully the stretch all the way down to the heels. Let's take 2 more. Roll forward, bend the knees, press the hips back, and then send the hips up. Whew. Let's take 1 more. Hold it here, bend the knees, scoop the hips back, and then we'll lift them up. Full breath in here. Pedal out the feet, let it go. Then go ahead, drop the knees down. Let's find a child's pose. Knees can be wide here if that feels good. Just give yourself a moment. Maybe find a prayer with the hands. And then tuck that prayer behind the head if the triceps want a little stretch here. Feeling it in the shoulder blades as well. Just relax the belly. Let's take 2 breaths in. Let it go. 1 more. And let it go. Nice. You can gently bring the hands down if you had a prayer. Let's come up to a tabletop. We're going to take one last little movement, a little stretch in the soles of the feet. So start in a tabletop. Then let's tuck the toes. Let's first just rock back and forth here. Make sure my knees are under my hips. Just again, just kind of stretching into the soles of the feet. And then you're going to bring the knees just slightly closer together. Keep those toes tucked. And then you're going to come up, just sit on the knees. And then as you rise up, try to sit the hips back towards the heels. Now I usually have to bring my heels a little bit closer. This hurts. I shouldn't say it hurts. This is really intense for me. So I usually can't sit super far back, but we're just trying to stretch into the top of the foot, kind of behind the toes here. You might feel it further down if you have a little bit more flexibility in the feet. Mine are wildly tight. So I just have to sit and breathe for a moment. Try to relax the eyes, try to relax the jaw. We're gonna take 3 more breaths here. Try not to let the heels spill out. I just noticed that mine were doing that. Keep the heels moving towards each other, towards the center of the body. One more big inhale. Exhale. Nice. Then gently come back to that tabletop for a moment. Untuck the toes. Just give them a nice little pound. You can apologize later to your neighbors. Just kind of releasing tension in the feet. Whew. Letting it go. Nice. And then come back to sit. Let's go ahead, sweep the legs out in front of you. If you want to give them a little shake, I'll put my hands back down, give it a little shake. And then find a cross seat here. Maybe it's the one that feels a little bit awkward, not your familiar cross-legged position. Let's take a few shoulder rolls, sealing our practice here. Let's go ahead and take a big deep breath in. Hold it at the top. Open the mouth, let it out. Lovely job, everyone. Bring the hands to prayer at heart center, giving yourself a little gratitude for taking these 10 minutes to yourself. Thank you so much for being here. I will have this available as a reel later if you want to catch the beginning or do it all over again. But yeah, we're halfway through, so one more week left of this Fall into Yoga challenge. So I will see you tomorrow at 1. Bye.